Hi, so I want to show you guys the video of a hydroponic system that I set up inside my house. Late fall, I brought it from the outside. Grew a lot of food. Everything was big, and I wanted to continue to grow. You know, once fall is done, obviously winter comes next. Nothing grows. Next to nothing without some type of especially uh, design like a heating house or something like that. Anyway, I don't have anything like that, so I decided to bring indoors. As you guys can see, starting to work pretty well here. Some lettuce, there's a different kind of lettuce, some spinach here. I just put some more spinach seeds here, but nothing coming out. There's some more spinach there. Today, I show you guys this. I've ordered this on eBay. It was fairly cheap. It's an herb kit. So these are all the herbs that comes with it. Regular basil, chives, cilantro, dill, cumin, lavender, lemon, mint mustard, oregano, parsley, thyme, winter thyme. It's pretty neat. You get all in this one packet. When I went to the store, to a local nursery, they stop selling seeds. They don't start selling seeds until in the spring when they get a fresh shipment. So I couldn't literally buy anything. So this is a great thing. And there's a lot of seeds in here. And then I close it up and I stick it in the fridge. And it keeps when you stick things in the refrigerator, it lowers the temperature and preserves the seeds, allows them to go on for years. Termination rates stay up really high as well. So that's a trick if because a lot of these packets come with a lot of seeds. So if you keep them out in temperature, room temperature, their germination rates will go down fairly quickly after a few years. If you want to keep them high for a long time. I have seeds from 20 years ago that's still good. Just stick them in the fridge. Get a big, like a Ziploc bag for all your seeds and stick them in the fridge. Not the freezer, but the fridge. So today, from this herb kit, I put in chives, which is down there, basil, parsley, cilantro. Those are the four I've selected so far. I have more. I have just a little bit more room there left, so we'll see. I don't want to max it out. And then in addition, I put some other things. I have Greek oregano. I have a different type of lettuce over here. And leek. I want to try growing leek. I never done that before. And then here I have another different type of lettuce plant I tried. There's also a tomato plant that's growing here. Oops. It's getting sunburned a little bit. I'm gonna have to adjust that. But basically, this tomato plant, it was outdoors, like I said, late fall, so it was finishing flowering and fruiting. But I put the seeds in way too late in the season, so then I only got few tomatoes. They're really small. But when I brought it in, I said, screw it, just bring it in and see what happens. So it actually reverted to the vegetative growth stage right now, and it's going to start growing again. So this, what I bought is an LED light. It produces almost no heat. And you put your light in here. I'm not sure what this is from. It might be a little bit heat damage because I lowered too much. Yes, I'm gonna move that up. But basically, this is the maximum output on this light is 96 watts. It has a variable knob here. You can reduce, lower it, or go high, depending on what you want to do. For this video, I'm going to lower it a little bit. So at 50%, this uses less than 50 watts. It's actually an amazing, it's a very efficient light. It doesn't get even warm here. They built this in like a radiator type of design, so it radiates the heat out here. There's these fins that they installed. This is the ballast, I believe, and this is what creates most of the heat, and it's kind of even higher above. it gets a little bit, it definitely gets warm when it's a maximum, but when it's like 50%, it barely gets warm. So it's very efficient light. Like I said, 96 watts maximum output on full blast, 100%. I also put this, initially I didn't have anything. So I didn't want the glare from the light hitting the rest of the living room. So I put this shield kind of initially just to kind of reflect some of the light, and also to reflect it, reuse the light again, right? Kind of reflecting it. So that worked. But then I also had this plastics, the inside is white. It's just like a growing plastic. And what I do is I cover it up all the way up, kind of like this. So it's kind of self-contained in this little structure, and it's not bothering anyone. And if I want to read books or whatnot, this provides great light because the couch here is kind of nearby me. So what I do is I take this off. Actually, if I just want to observe my plants, I take this plastic off, and it illuminates this whole area. I can read books really well. It's actually a really good reading light. So this whole thing is on these, like, this actually comes with the kit. You get these hangers, you get everything here. You get this snap and that. I just have it in the ceiling, and you can lower. I'm gonna lower it after I finish this video. I mean, raise it up. And I've noticed that tomato plant, but basically it's, you get everything ready to go. Well, you don't get this plastic that I already had, but it's a great system. As far as hydroponic nutrients, I use the general hydroponic 3-part series. So it's this. There's 2 other bottles. There's a flower bottle, a flowering bottle, and a growing bottle. This is the micro one. And there's instructions on these how to mix them for different stages that you're in. They're really good nutrients. They're affordable, and I've used them for years. All kinds of things. I would highly recommend them. Yes, there's other nutrients that are good. I'm not going to mention any names, and they're good, but they're also expensive. They cost more, and you know, we are growing vegetables here, so you don't want to be spending $100 on nutrients. It just doesn't make sense. It's not economical. Some of the stuff you see in there is barely coming out because I just put the seeds in there, like that oregano. There's a different type of lettuce here, but you can see it's coming out. Let me lower this to 0% on the dial, so it's barely coming out. You guys can see like how this looks like. They have these red LEDs in there as well, different colorations to give you that full spectrum, the yellowish and white and reddish. I don't remember all the specs for it, but it's even, this is at 0% right now. Even 0%, this puts out a good amount of light, and it's very efficient. It uses next to nothing electricity. A 96 watt maximum output, that's when this is 100%. And even that, 96 watts, where I live, a kilowatt of electricity costs like 8 and 9 cents. What that means is that if you're actually using 1,000 watts, that's what a kilowatt is. If you're actually pulling 1,000 watt every hour, it will cost you 8 cents or 9 cents. So you can do the math, right? 1,000 watts is a lot. Now this uses 1/10 of that. Let's round it off to 100 watts. If it's 100 max, right? 100%. So you'd be using, like, if this is turned on for, well, you can do the math, right? It's like less than a cent an hour to operate this at 100. So like less than a cent, maybe half a cent an hour. You're talking about 24 hours, maybe like 20 cents when this is turned on at full power every day. 20 cents. So in a week, you're talking about maybe a dollar and some change a week. You're talking about $4 or $5 a month to power this thing. And it's going to give you all these veggies and whatnot. They have herbs, have a lot of medicinal properties, and you can use them in cooking and soups and everything. I mean, plants are amazing. Plants is the way to go. Highly recommend it. If you eat meat, you think about cutting back, because once you get older, it gives you so many issues. Meat. Am I gonna dive into that too deep? But just do your own research. High blood pressure, high cholesterol. There's so inflammation. There's so many issues. And if you do, I like meat as well. It tastes great. But I limit the amount of meat. Certain things I cut out. Only treat myself once in a while. Pretty much, I eat more, a lot more plants. Not just the stuff I grow, but just all kinds of juices, really high quality juices, and whatnot that I buy. So just wanted to share this. Now, as far as I put them in directly into this hydroton, what these are like clay pebbles. These are really good. They're inert. What this means is that they will not in any way mess with the pH of your hydroponic water. They will not change the pH because they're inert. They don't change it. That's what inert means. They also, you can reuse this for, literally, you can use this for hundreds of years. This will outlive you, because when you finish, you just pour some water on it. Everything flows through it really easily. It's porous, highly porous. Everything, whatever's in there, just pours out really, and you can just clean it and then use it over and over and over and over and over. Even if you lose some of these things, some of these pebbles over time, they're so cheap. And it's just, if you like to reuse and just, for the environment, these are amazing things. I was playing around. I 3D printed this. What this is a seed starter. Oh, this one got in here. And basically, you just put your seeds in there. It has these channels in here. You can put the water in the middle, and it goes into these individual cells, and then you can kind of individually. These work great, but the nice thing is you put more water so it doesn't evaporate, so your seeds won't go dry. I 3D printed a few of these kind of work. I just have them here. When I want to germinate some bigger seeds, but for the most part, I wait until this goes to the maximum level, and then just slightly below this level, I sprinkle the seeds. So this hydroponic system is a flood and drain system. So it means that the water floods, goes up, runs for a certain amount of time, and then the timer turns off, and the gravity pulls everything back, right? So it drains. So floods, drains. I have it on a schedule. And even when it drains, these pebbles are wet enough, long enough, more than long enough, that the roots are plenty established. They even go outside of these pods here, whatever they're called, and there's not an issue. I found that the flood and drain system works really good for me. I don't have to worry about anything else when the water. This is a two-stage system. There's a lower part and an upper part. So there's holes in there, and then the pumps it from the bottom, reaches a certain level, falls back into a drainage pipe, and falls back. When it does, this is the best way actually for the oxygen to mix into the system. When the water falls naturally like that, instead of forcing air through like an air stone, this is actually better. My research indicates. Plus the air stones, they clog up from the hydroponic nutrients over time. You have to clean them or replace them. It's a pain in the butt, actually. It's a big pain in the butt because they only last for about a month, and then you have to clean them and unplug them. So there's a lot of, I like this system. There's other hydroponic systems, but this, and I've used them all pretty much over the years. I like this one the best. I like how these individual pods, you can take them out and rearrange them and harvest individual things, make room for other things. But I think this is pretty much filled. I have a little space there, open space, but I'm going to keep it so that I have a little bit of some degrees of freedom here. These are only a few weeks old, and they've, before I didn't even have a light. This was just by the window, so they were they didn't have enough light. That's why I bought this thing. And basically I just kind of go like this. Once I'm finished, I'm gonna raise this up. Yeah, so this is awesome. I just want to, in wintertime also there's like helps with winter blues as well. This is like kind of, I think, lifts your mood just having things like this, because you know it's everything is out of season, of course, so you can't really grow these outdoors on your in nature at the time of the season, unless you live in a tropical climate, maybe, then you probably don't have this problem. Yeah, that's all I wanted to do. Cheers.